since the marathon's on Sunday, you'll be able to finish and come right to the gathering. Doesn't that sound great? I think, well, the night off would sound way better, but yeah, I can do this. And also, where you ran as well, right? Congratulations. So people ask me all the time, they just say, you must love running. And I don't. I like running. I love what running has actually done for me. I've had a lot of cool opportunities because of what running has done. I ran Boston in 2013 when the bombing happened, and I was 1 block away. And it was obviously a tragedy, but it was very cool, all the stuff that came out of it. I was interviewed a couple times, and every time I was interviewed, they said, well, what was going through your head? I said, well, I just immediately started praying. You know, it was cool because that's what my default was, and I actually had a platform because of running. In 2012, my uncle unfortunately passed away, my Uncle Roy. And I was going to run the New York City Marathon for his memory, but then as you guys probably know, Sandy happened, and it didn't end up happening. So me and a couple friends, we organized this run in Central Park, and we ran anyway. That's what we called it. We called it the Run Anyway Marathon. And it was pretty neat. 3,000 people showed up. So we ran, and we raised $16,000, and we got donations, all kinds of donations. And it's cool because all this stuff is really neat, but it was all because of what running did for me, not because I actually enjoyed the act of running all that much, though it is pretty fun. This morning I was fortunate enough that I got to speak at the New York City Marathon chapel service. It was all these cool connections. Again, they found out that I did all this stuff, and they said, hey, will you come speak? So it's absolutely. And I spoke on prayer. And it might seem kind of weird that I spoke on prayer instead of like overcoming adversities or all these other stuff that maybe runners would want to talk about. But I talked about when you're hurting, and if any of you guys have run any sort of distance, you know, it hurts in those later miles when you're really in pain and suffering, and today was freezing cold. So I said, hey guys, when you're running today and you're focusing on your pain, the number one thing you can do to not focus on your pain anymore is start praying for somebody else. And I learned that when I was running this marathon, and I was in so much pain that I couldn't keep going anymore. And I said, you know what? I'm just going to start praying for my teammates. And I realized that by the time I was done praying, my pain was gone, and I had run 3 extra miles. And I'm like, wow. So it's amazing because prayer works. And I just ran the New York City Marathon. I found out when I was running the New York City Marathon 8 days ago. So I didn't think I was running this year. Someone found out I wasn't. They talked to people there and told them my story, and I got to run. And I was not trained for it, but I honestly think I'm as chipper as I am because all of you guys were praying. I had so many people praying. I kept getting bombarded with text messages as I was running, saying, I'm praying for you. And every time you know that someone's praying for you, it boosts your spirits. But even if I didn't know you guys were praying for me, thank you so much because you could feel it. And I don't think I should be standing up here because I've done marathons before and I've collapsed at the end. And this is a way better feeling. So thank you so much for your prayers.